Huh?
Hello. Hello. Good morning.
Morning.
Alright.
I had to figure out what it was then. Morning, mate.
How's the day? Alright.
Yeah, you know, finished my second tonight. Started on the Kraken. So, I'm more than happy.
That's a Scouse drink, isn't it? Cracking. Yeah, precisely. Or is that later on after another bottle?
That was brilliant because I missed all of that.
That's Scouse talk for you. That's for people from speaking Scouse. I can't understand the way he says spit talk. There's spitting everywhere when you yapping.
It's a bit like the Scottish and that stuff, isn't it? It's that kind of like.
Yeah, you're right. You know, I thought that before now. You think about it because you speak very funny. You did, that's Manchester. Yeah, it is. Because especially Ouija's, those regions.
Yeah.
They're fast at speaking. Before you know it, they've headbutted you. See, you could have a fucking smack in the head. What? Bang.
Well, you kind of listen to Sean Connery. It's just like, I was the best Bond in the business. I played Indiana Jones's father.
Yeah.
And there is that very, kind of sound into the voice. And that there really isn't that much difference between, Scottish and Scouse in the sense of that kind of.
Yeah, I know. But listen, the best Scotchman were Sean Connery. Listen, played a Russian, sounded Scottish. Played a German, sounded Scottish. You know what I mean? Universal language. It has to be.
But then how do you go about when it comes to language? It's just, yeah, what's the situation?
Oh, you mean Northern Irish?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. My mum's from the south, so it's different. It's soft, softer.
It's complete.
But then my one's fucking a bit. What you mean? We're coming to time actually drive. What? You want to do what to me? Where to when? We're coming to time actually drive. You're not cutting much. What? No. I like the weeds growing out of it. Leave it, mate. Thanks.
See,
you come to try and make me drive.
I can't do Irish, and I've had 3 people relatively close who's been of Irish kind of descent or Irish family or lineage or whatever. I still, for the
I've got an Irish person in.
I still can't get the love of God of me be able to get the Irish accent down. It really is one of them ones that you either get or you don't get. Scottish, I can, on the outskirts, kind of touch.
You do Welsh?
No. Although I've met a few Welsh people.
That's easy.
They're not that far away.
The easiest one. Right, I got told the way to do Welsh accents, right, was to talk like a Pakistani. No, seriously. And then when you hear it as you're saying it in your head, or when you're not on mic and you practice it, you go, do you know something? That's not a million miles off as well.
Like, do your best Welsh accent. Is my accent twangs in and out, so I kind of struggle to stay in my native British roots because there is a few other bits that kind of cross over. But do your best Welsh accent.
I can't listen. I'm one of them. I can't do it on demand. It's weird. I'll tell you what. At least you don't go in it blood, in it bro. You know what I mean? Say you're down south ways.
What, me or you or them?
Yeah. Thank God for that. Fucking does my head in. Ain't it, fam?
No,
do bad man in it.
see,
Fuck that. Shut up.
all things considered and everything else, from what I've managed to track down and from what I've been told, and then obviously tracked down, I have English, French, Native American, and Spanish there. And the most noticeable one that I have is the kind of Native American kind of side, but it seems to be the southern side of America, which
Yeah.
I don't quite fully understand how there's a correlation there.
Right. Some of
But-
your words. You'll say a word and it'll drag the word out longer. If you know what I mean.
Time, period, canned, line.
Right. It's like we say boy and they'll go boy. Yeah. You got a pretty mouth, boy.
Yo,
yeah?
that boy?
It's the boy.
How you
So
doing?
it's the same.
You know, it's yeah.
You know what I mean, don't you?
No, I do. It's just like you get me, fam.
Well, listen. Well, I'll tell you what. Get some lipstick on, and I'll say it to you. You got a pretty mouth, boy.
You get it, pretty man. No, but I kind of travelled about when I was a kid in that respect. So I think I've kind of picked
Hold on. Let me just clarify. Let's do just joint. We're on about accents and how people say them longer and something else. And the easiest way to say some words to tell them that the words are longer is by saying that pretty mouth. Not the pretty mouth, the boy instead of boy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now we're all caught up. Days good.
See,
you know, might be getting pictures in the head.
See, when I was a kid, I kind of moved about a fair bit. So I think part of it is that, and the other part is I like being on the go all the time, and I get bored really fucking easily. So I start coming up with voices, you know. Fred.
Yeah.
You know.
I get that.
You know, and shit just kind of really comes to me really quickly and easily. And I think part of it.
I'm not Tourette's, have you?
No, I was accused.
Even mildly.
I was accused that I had ADHD, and there's a lot of high levels of it, but I've never fully been diagnosed. But there's a few other things that kind of come along in the diagnosis.
Yeah.
Ballpark, but I've never been diagnosed with anything. But there's a lot there. But even as a kid, in that sense, I was always on the go, and I was always doing my own thing. But the one thing that I always picked up was hands-on physicalities of things in that sense. And I just for some reason, anything as practical in terms of mechanics or creativity or climbing or parkour or picklock.
Yeah.
Basically,
anything
you could take apart. I seem to pick up really easily. And I suppose in a way I was never really bred and born to be a conformative in that sense. And so in that sense, I just seem to really pick things up. But after a while, you have, for me anyway, there's so many characters there, it kind of stir crazy you. And
not many layers. I'll call you lasagna as layers.
Well, you know, that works. End up with Garfield.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Fat and lazy ginger Garfield. But you know, yeah, I just seem to really pick things up really easily. But no, when it comes to accents, as we were saying, I think it's partly because there's so many kind of characters looming about in that kind of direction.
But nowadays it isn't.
Slayer that does kind of stem from a history of backtracking, and I think there is something there that's not necessarily my British roots. That definitely is there, and it does come through. combine that with everything else, and it kind of makes sense why I can pick things up. Yeah, kind of on the spot.
Pretty quick. Yeah.
I can do.
Hey,
I
where's it
can
gone?
somewhat stem in Scottish, but I can't seem to get Russian. Russian's the only one I struggle with properly. Russian.
I'll have to hear it after. I'll have to listen to it.
I can't.
Evening all. How you doing tonight?
Neve's heard the American side, and she said Neve's heard the American side because some days I'll be a hybrid between the two, and then other days I'll be completely American. And it's quite funny because people have thought, as you were saying, about different regions. Some people will think I'm Canadian or Australian, and it's really fucking funny. But then some people will think,
yeah, I wouldn't say Australian, Canadian, yeah, Australian, no. Is that they've all got that like twang, haven't they?
Completely different side thing, yeah.
All you have to say is fucking A. There you go, you're Canadian. I know there's more to it than that. I'm putting it to basics. But more basic.
Well, what do you think if you didn't know where I was from, which obviously you relatively do now? What would you say my accent was based off?
I'd go Midlands. I'd go Midlands, you know, Leicesterish kind of area.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that you don't sound completely Londoner, nor do you sound completely Northern. You're just like Midlands, a little bit
yeah.
Just outside of London. Do you know what I mean?
As long as I'm not Essex, I don't.
That little place called Bunwich.
I'm from Hertfordshire.
Yeah, so you get an idea of certain accents, and that come through then.
Yeah.
See, this is that.
Don't talk like your typical Essex either. Do you know what I mean?
No,
I might.
Except for that bit, then you know what I mean.
So I like to say I'm from Essex, and you know you want to go partying, and yeah, you know there is that weird kind of queer, kind of gay, kind of flamboyant. I mean, not in a negative way. I mean this in a complete positive and its unique way. But there is that weird kind of flamboyant kind of type thing.
To be honest, there's so many types of stereotypical ideologies that's associated to someone who is from Essex. There's that gayish, metrosexual, whatever bollocks that they want to attach to that.
Yeah.
Then you got your completely illiterate, dumbfounded, naive dickhead who doesn't know from his arse to his tail. Do you know what I mean? But I don't associate in any of those levels. And I try not to as well, because I just
is it easy to fall into
that area? Sorry?
Is it easy to fall into, like, if you're in that crowd?
I try to.
Yeah.
I try to blend in as much as I can. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's.
I know what I mean. I mean, we're all same, no matter where from.
It's funny you say that, DK, because you then look at places like London, and my voice doesn't necessarily come through as far as what we're doing first, and Neve is very evident, and that's same with my accent. My accent is like a hybrid between the two, but then some days I'll just be completely American, and it throws people off, and yeah, Neve's seen a few different things regarding accent and math and this and that and the other. But it's funny you say that, because London is one of them same kind of things where you have like you have your Cockney, and then you have your south and your east end, then you have your kind of further up, and it completely changes from different areas in London. And it's funny because it is the same with like Manchester and Birmingham and or Bummies and Scousers, if you want to use the nicknames for them.
The thing is, though, Scorpion, the thing is, like, the further up north you go, the dialect and the accents, all of that, they change between, like, cities, if not.
Yeah, towns and cities, yeah.
I mean, that Birmingham, take for example, yeah, it's a quite big city, right? There's certain parts of Birmingham that have a certain type of accent, and then another part of Birmingham will have a different accent. But there's not that many Birmingham accents, do you know what I mean? Whereas London, do you know what I mean? You're gonna have about 50 different accents. Like, you can tell by the way a person talks if they're from South London, North London, Northwest London, East London, or Essex, or do you know what I mean? It's crazy, man.
Well,
It's cool.
No, I get what you mean, because there is a certain, like, Americans have a certain twang, or they say oohs instead of O's, and R's instead of A's, and like Anna and Arno, and like Han. Now some British say Han Solo, but I say Han Solo. I think part of that is the American, and the other part is just I've heard it's many fucking times. It's just Han Solo, And then there is a thing with, like you were saying, with the kind of, there is an accent change within regions of a place where there is that different kind of dialect with the vowels and that sense. But there is also a mid-range kind of thing that, or when it comes to guys, you're quite high peak, and then you come down to like a mid-range, and then women tend to be quite soft and higher in that sense. But you do get very mature women when they get older. It does kind of lower into like a kind of mid-range to low register when you get older. That's just a natural thing. But then I know mine is relatively quite low, but there is a thing that in certain areas you can definitely tell from the mid-range and the twang of how they pronounce their vowels due to the dialects. I must admit, I was kind of living what you consider on the outskirts of the mid-regions of the UK for a few years. And I do agree with you. There's a complete vocal change in atmosphere. It is completely different.
Scorpion, your microphone sounds really dodgy, man. It's like going in waves. You come in and out. I don't know if anyone else is getting that.
Hang on.
Yeah, he does it waves in and out every now and then.
Yeah, Wi-Fi, I've just gone over to
It's not just you.
mobile data. No, but as I was saying, there is, wherever you go, and there is, I'm going to mute him. I'm going to mute her. There is a slight change in dialect, and that the
I'm really struggling to hear you, man.
Mute Nav and mute Neve if they haven't.
I can hear everybody else. It's just I'm struggling with you.
I'll be here for fucking hours otherwise.
Fuck's sake. Everyone else. It's literally you, Johnny. Fuck's sake. You get to.
No, I'm me.
Oh, fuck off.
Uh-oh.
It's always me. Fucking
Oh, you little camper, you little camper. Watch how I get you, you little shit. Oh, I want to get him with my grenade.
fuck off, God. I don't know, sniper time. Fucking. That fucking cunt is going there.
Eat that, shithead.
I don't like.
I think they're all related then. They're all fucking called shithead. You know.
Nice one, Nev.
You know. There's a shithead around every corner. No matter where you go. You're just camping there.
Oh, this is still a fucking heading already.
Watch out, dogs out there, something there, fella. They sent me a little four-legged shit out now. Would you believe it? Down near the car. Blown up. Boom. Missed. Hit. Missed.
Hit yourself with that fucking BR, you fucking camping little prick. I swear to God, I'll pop you in the fucking head with a bleeding CRU. You fucking camping little cunt. Fuck off. Get your fucking fat ass on that. That's a Royale, you fucking camping prick. I will pop it in the fucking head 10 times over. Can't even get fucking nothing.
I'm literally playing their game now. They want to fucking camp, so am I.
Bye-bye. Night-night. Fuck off. You know, I have to make a quick choice here, which one to go for. Hold on, everyone.
There's 4 of us. Shall we play BR? Just a suggestion.
We tend to play VR after going through at least one of each in MP.
Okay. So how long have you guys been playing this game?
I started last month.
Whatever. Shush.
Is it one season? It's one season every now and then. I've got a few years actually, but never took it seriously. Just get on, have a blitz on it, and that was it. Should have been last year, I think. I've been playing it more rapid-ish. But like everything else, the more you try, the more you don't get anywhere. Like banging your head against a brick wall.
Looking at your profiles, yeah, I've been playing this game since it came out on mobile.
Yeah.
But I wasn't bothered about getting legendary every time. It's just
Same
now
here.
that I'm with a quite active clan and some of my closest mates are in this clan as real life mates.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a significant difference between COD mates and real life mates, but hey ho. Yeah, so since I'm in this clan, I drive the MP stacks because it's a VR clan.
Yeah.
Like the guys in my clan, they hit legendary about 15, 16 times on VR.
I do. That's a lot of points a week, right?
Yeah, but it's alright because I enjoy the banter as well, so it's so cool.
I think that's 80% of it, isn't it? The banter. If there's no banter, then no worse than trying to concentrate on game.
See, that's the thing I've always said to people is, if you get into a place that you love being within, you know, the work and I hate saying work, but you know, the career that you want to be in, and everyone is really upbeat and supportive and this and that and the other, is so much fun. But you have to be serious about what it is that you're doing, but have fun while you're doing it. And it's key. You gotta have a balance between the two. But if you're in a place like you want to be within and everyone's a complete cunt, it really destroys everything that you thought your career would be. And this is not worth staying in. And it's the same thing with this, in anything for that matter. You gotta have fun while you're working towards something and having people that are, in that sense, kind of speaking the same language, you know, speaking the same kind of enthusiasm and the kind of encouragement and supportiveness. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. And it really is down to the people, you know. So I definitely agree with you on that one. That was a fucking background. Do a figure. Right. Connecting to server, right. Come on. 5 once in your miserable fucking life. Remind me which one you are.
Okay, I just read the team chat. What do you mean by that? Don't get it.
Nav will know it.
There is something unholy. Because while I'm playing, when we're playing BI, that tune will be running in my head for some reason, and it just comes out of my mouth. Not singing it wise, you know, like 1 minute.
Okay. Oh, is that a song then? Is that what it is?
Yeah. It's either like a Mission Impossible theme. It's been stuck in my head for about 2 weeks. You know, oh, that's it. Group brainwashing session for free.
Bill, I hope I don't get the guitar out because I'll start playing all kinds of theme songs.
Favorite what?
On VR because it's not the same type of game.
No, anything.
Gun.
No,
what is your go-to gun on VR?
Anything. If it's on the floor, I'll pick it up and use it.
Assault rifle on the start. Literally just otherwise I'll just lie on the floor and pretend I'm dead or something.
I'm mostly an SMG user. I hate fire.
Okay. Yeah, so you need to be quite light and
and then for an assault rifle, I use the 117, M13, M4, M4. At the moment, I've just set up what I'm going to put in my hand now on the screen, HG40.
That's like an LMG type of thing, isn't it?
No, SMG. Yeah, SMG.
So
it's got pretty decent range, quick firing, 45 round mag.
to give you
the abilities 117.
So me, I'm a bit of a weird. Yeah? I've got several characters or several skins, and each skin has to have
a certain gun, a certain build. Yeah, we've had it. Yeah, we've had that conversation.
Same.
This is
Some of
my
them feel
go-to
clumpy.
gun. My absolute favorite gun is the Lotus, and as you can see, a lot of pride in getting that up.
Are you a distance or a quick shooter? Yeah.
No. I use a sniper as intended. Okay, none of that fucking
Okay.
Nav does that.
Well,
I can't use it. I can't use it as intended. I'm absolutely crap at distance with it.
Well, fair enough. Fair enough. But me, alright, if you look at my stats, okay, one shot, one kill, I obliterate most vessels, and I do it not quick shooting or quick scoping or whatever they call it. I use a sniper.
Yeah, quick scoping. Yeah.
So there's two things here. One, your stats are hidden, so we can't actually see them in that respect, DK. And then in terms of us three, sorry, Alk, I'm going to exclude you because we don't play as often as what maybe we'd all like in that respect. But we, Nav, and Leah, hang on, block that voice. Nav, I'm going to block you a second so I'm not going to hear anything. You go to your profile and you'll do it that way. but me, Nev, and Nia, we play together pretty much all. I sound like a threesome, I do. But we play COD all together all the time. And as much as we're versatile in using a lot of the weapons that are about, whether it's on MP or BR or whatever that is, we do have a preferred preference in terms of weapons. So Nav and Nia, more often than not, as a kind of default, tends to be quite up in front and in your face, as I'll be more kind of up top and observing and kind of pointing out that basically I don't want to say the leader per se, but what the leader position would normally do is kind of oversee everything and then kind of
I disagree.
the choice of action. But that's a default kind of thing. But in the sense of an everyday scenario, we all are so durable and flexible enough that we're able to fill each other's positions out and still be able to do a solo thing in its own right. So we're all more than capable to use snipers, we're all more than capable to use launchers, we're all more than capable of picking up dog tags and this and that. So where we're all capable to do our own solo thing, we're also able to be able to rely on each other to know, okay, we know each other well enough that if they're tagging someone, they know that it's either there's someone there or they're watching someone there, or that if that someone's going to grab a car and come around and pick you up, in the best course of action that gets both of you still in the game or back in the game or whatever it is, and there is a very much a strong synergy there, but we all bring strengths and we all have challenges that we're all aware of, that we support each other in that sense. So it is a very wide range and flexible unit, if that makes sense.
Right, I'm going to disagree with one thing that he said though. And that's the whole rubbish of me running in. I only run in when I'm in a bad mood, which recently is 90% of the time. But I do hold back. And 90% of the time I'm in a bad mood because somebody keeps taking my kills. But other than that, I do prefer standing back. It's now
let me read.
Yeah, I'm a Jack Russell, mate. I'm a Jack Russell. I run in.
Let me rephrase that. Nav and Nia tends to be more, when I'm involved, more of the ground game players, when I tend to hold back and observe. Is that a better way of putting it? When all three of us are playing?
Much better.
That's basically
I don't use launchers. Neve does. I don't.
My guys, and this is on BR because the diversity in MP is quite varied. So, like, this is why you have 8. Sorry, not 8. You've got 10 loadouts on MP, whereas BR is what, 5. Do you know what I mean? The games are a lot more consistent. But anyway, nonetheless, when I'm playing BR with my clan, I don't get that many kills. But what I do is I'm usually scout, so I plot them for them. I take overwatch positions, and if I can, I snipe them. If not, I mark them, so they go and they literally rush them. And when they do rush, I'm usually picking up the tags as well. So, yeah. But I'm not too crazy about getting kills. Again, if you look at my stats, like something maybe you see that I don't have any kills on BR because I'm usually doing overwatch position where I'm plotting them, or if I can snipe them, I'll snipe.
Yeah, see, I'm normally more often than not, I'm normally the one picking up tags. But Nav does. You normally do was it mechanic, don't you? And then Nia kind of does shadow or one other thing.
Nav normally goes for mechanic or medic or rewind, and I go more for quick strike, trickster, or poltergeist.
I used to do smoke bomber, but I got fed up of using it.
And then I'll normally go for ninja or scout, trickster, or clown, depending on the mood. But naturally, I'll be up high and overwatching everything, and kind of being the last resort kind of guy.
Right.
It allows me to be in my element, and I like what they call in the army stalk and shoot and whatnot, and that's what I do. I stalk my enemies, and if I can't kill them myself, then I plot it for my team. And the skill set that I usually have assigned is scout, which not only helps me but helps the team. Or when I'm the medic, not only does it help me, it helps the team. Or I take airstrike again. Not only does it help me, it helps the team. So if the team are in conflict with me, then and they get rushed by another team, I just take an airstrike. I can never do those skills where it's individual. Like the ninja one, it's good, don't get me wrong, but it only benefits that player. You can't benefit the whole team. Whereas the medic, the scout, even the smoke bomb one, I think it helps the whole team. Do you know what I mean?
Arguable.
I don't know if you guys would agree.
With ninja, you have overwatch automatically, so that benefits the entire team.
See,
Yeah, and that is if you're a bloody good sniper. Do you know what I mean?
He is a really good sniper.
Yeah.
In real life and in the game. So you'll see it in VR.
See thanks, baby. No, so I know where you're coming from in terms of the stalk training, because it is the component, basically the component. I'm doing it in the technical way now, but basically the sniper's approach to stealth in any kind of position or basically what I do is you're basically up top observing and looking out and watching everything in that sense, and you're looking for the best possible approach, while although you can take a head on a path or approach or whatever it is, or assault in this case, you do try and take the more of a stealthy option and play it out by ear and see which one is the best course of action. So I definitely get what you mean by that. In terms of the second part of that, that's the thing about getting to know your team really well, and one that you play on a constant basis or on a relatively every other day kind of basis. It's the fact that you get to know your team well enough that okay, da-da-da is over here or da-da-da is over there, and you know them well enough that you can rely on them to get shit done. And that's something very rare that you can do in real life nowadays, because people are complete cunts. But when you actually know them well enough to know, okay, they're more than capable and they know what they're doing, you know that they'll get the job done and still be able, in this case, get the job done and still be able to get you back into the game. So Nav and Nia both know. The thing that pisses me off more than anything when it comes to this is when there's a teammate that decides to consistently nick your shit and then try and drive over me. She's like, right, fuck it, you're going down, and I'll bomb their car. You do it again, and I'll fucking leave you there to die. I don't give a fuck who you are. You can die. And then there's that, and then there's the other thing of clicking that fucking help, save me, I'm innocent, help me fucking button, you know, that you get when you're down and you need someone to revive you. Fuck off.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know you need reviving. Shut the fuck up. Let me do what it is that I'm good at, and I will get you in and still be able to keep me alive and everyone else alive. And that's just, that's as an example. That's when you know that you have a team that knows exactly what you like. I know Nev, in his own way, is the same. I know Nia or Neve is the same way as well. You all know what you're very capable of doing, real life, in game, whatever it is, and you, whether it's trust or reliability or conscious of the intellectual consciousness, whatever it is, you know what you can do. And in this case, when you know each other well enough to know, okay, I know what their skill set is, I know their challenges, I know their strengths, I know their weaknesses, you can utilize that as a team and you have everyone's back. And we work really well together. So in terms of your score streaks or your perks and this and that and the other, it does help to know each other to the point where you know what they're going to do, where you know relatively how they play. But it also can be a bit of a disadvantage when you get to free for all, which obviously Nav can easily back up when it comes to free for all, and knowing someone's playing style, you never really know when they're going to change it on a whim, especially when you're someone like me that can change your approach altogether, you know. But so it does have its strengths, but it does have its challenges as well. And I know in and around itself in their own way or in its own approach, Nav and Neve is the same and also have their own opinion on it in terms of, okay, this is how we can go about things.
Forward to play with you guys if you get the chance.
So essentially, we've established that you two have a lot in common, and I'm gonna be the bitch and ask, can we start the game?
I'm glad you said that.
I'm essentially very bored, and can we start?
Rudy. And here we are doing free fall.
Night-night. Sleep tight. Tragedy. 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 Tragedy.
God, Johnny. Fuck's sake.
Tragedy.
There's no skill.
Tragedy.
There's no skill in camping. That's all you did.
Tragedy. Tragedy.
Technically, I didn't camp. I just stayed in one area.
Definition of camping. It's camping. Well, you moved a foot to the left, you moved a foot to the right. Get the fuck.
Like on the sides, that's called the one step.
Do you know
But
what though?
it's-
Yeah,
but-
if
but
Hang
you,
on,
it's-
if
hang
you
on
had
a
your,
minute. Hang on,
if you had your sniper out,
before everyone shits on me, remember the last time someone tried to say, "Oh, you're a corner camper," yeah, 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 yeah. And then literally 2 games later,
Yeah, the last time someone tried
I
to say that,
proved
and I won
his
twice.
fucking
And then you
bullshit
rage
wrong.
quit.
No, that was the last game. The game before, or the night before that, we had one guy on here that was going, "Oh, you're a corner camper." I outright flattened his fucking ass straight up everywhere on the map. So don't give me that fucking bullshit camping thing. You know full well that I am very capable of kicking everyone's ass.
Right, that's
in the
lovely.
corner.
You're very capable, but in this game, you were camping.
What's the point in venturing out when you know someone's gonna end up coming out the corner? And someone like
Because it
you,
shows your lack of skill.
I'll tell you that's a very good analogy. Yeah, you know you can get that score streak thing with that gun that you don't need to aim.
yeah,
I'm sure you guys know which one I'm talking
yeah,
about.
no, I know the one.
Yeah. The other team normally has that gun.
It's hang on, bear with me a sec. It's the Ballista EM3 electronic magnet, or magnetic
That's it.
projectile.
Aim.
Something.
No, it's not that one. It's not that one.
Does it
It's,
does it glow up red?
I'll tell you.
No.
Tempest. Oh, that's that vortex, isn't it? Exactly.
No, I think it might be the ballista one, you know.
If that's red and it tracks someone's movements, it's Ballista EM3.
No, see, the description says an electromagnetic projectile launcher. No, it's not that one. War machine, death machine, something, Tempest. I think it's Tempest.
Yeah. Well, it's no, that's good. Yeah, that's where it comes up, yeah.
Sends a lightning. Annihilator, that's it. Penetration ammo with, yeah.
You need to aim with the Annihilator.
So Tempest is a ball of is a blue ball of electric. Annihilator is basically a revolver, but it comes up with a line, so a bit like a portrait on the character that you're shooting at. Gravity is the big red ball that sucks you in. And then Ballista is basically when you're tracking someone's movement and you have that kind of red heat vision type thing through the wall. And it kind of tracks them, and as long as you're within like a inch of them, you're fine. Because we had it yesterday.
High material penetration ammo at the cost of accuracy. It's got to be that. I'm looking at the...
Here's an idea, lads. Why don't you just bring in random guns until you find the one you're looking for and we can start the game?
I'm pretty sure he's on about the ballista, because if that's the by definition that's the one he's on about, but he could be on about 2 in particular, but I'm willing to bet it's the
Trial and
ballista.
error.
But it really is trial and error, as Neve said. And for you,
He is
yeah,
the annihilator.
and for
He's
you,
looking at the iron flags of that.
and for you, Nia, if you want me to prove my worth and that, which I'm not even gonna bother doing, because we all know how it's gonna go, I will happily kick your ass in the middle of a map and still take Nav out by shooting.
Again, I'm not disputing that, and no one's disputing that. I'm saying in that game, you were camping. And specifically in that game, you have said before that you don't camp. But I'm not getting into it because I actually want to play. Now press the goddamn start button.
I don't camp. Ooh, she's feisty, ain't she, boys? Ooh. Yeah, she's my fucking problem, no. But ooh, she's feisty. You. No, mate. Scorpion. Scorpion. Oh, you little fucking Japanese little cunt. I'm not behind you.
Oh, where am I, man? Fucking getting all disorientated and shit. Fuck's sake.
Oh, you fucking angry. Oh, you better fucking know about that. Come up behind you. Ha, payback, dickhead. Revenge by a Scorpio is now fucking good, ladies and gentlemen. Nice one, baby. I swear you get more and more tattoos on your arms.
Nice.
Nice, fam. You know what I mean, fam?
Jeez.
Yeah, I'd never pass off as a chav. I really wouldn't. Fucking wanna be gangsters and that. Like, gangsters are like the fucking craze and the Godfather and this and that and the other. Not some fucking teenage boy wonder with a fucking hood up and giving the fucking backwards peace sign. Like, it's just not there. Fuck her.
How do you guys react to when someone is speaking to you in that kind of
What, like?
Lingo. Lingo.
Uneducated kind of vocabulary. Oh, I laugh at them. I laugh at them and smirk. It's funny as hell.
Well, when they turn around and go, you see me, I'll wet you up, man. I'll wet you up, innit? Why are we going to do? Get a fucking sponge bath, mate?
I fucking laugh. I mean, well, you two know what I'm like anyway. You know, at least enough to know what my ground counter is like. I just fucking laugh at them because it is so fucking funny that the one that's trying to be the most hardest guy or girl in the group normally tends to be the biggest pussy going about. You know, you say one thing and they get really uptight, you hit them square on the nose and they go down like a sack of shit. It's funny as hell. And the more you don't react, the more it winds them up, which is even funnier.
Yeah, I was in a lobby like that, and one of these Generation Z idiots was like, "Oh, I beg you start the game, I beg you start." I said to him like, "Mate, is that all you can say? Like, does your vocabulary not extend from that sentence? And what are you begging? If you want to play, go on bounce. You're in the chat lobby here, we're just chatting and whatnot. If you don't like it, fuck off. If you want to join in
Cute.
the banter, you're more than welcome." Do you know what I mean?
Gen
Right?
Z
Stop
is
begging and whatnot.
Gen Z and Alpha is probably what you're talking about, but
Yeah, they just do my head in. Seriously. Like, if you
sure.
want to talk properly, otherwise just shut the fuck up. I literally have got zero time.
If you can play, I'll mute him.
See,
If you can play, I'll mute him.
See, I'm 26, coming up to 27, and you know what? And it might just be the kind of personality and characteristics that is me. I've always been relatively ahead of the curves, you know, so to speak. I've always been relatively mature to a certain point, you know, compared to, say, my own generation. And you know, I'm coming up to 27, and now you're late.
I'm 69. I'm 69.
You're late 30s, kind of early 40s, so to speak. And you know, to say the least, me and Nav have both seen the change, and I might be a little bit biased here, but anything past 1996 kind of year group, if you want to call it that. Maybe a year, maybe 2 years tops, has still got respect and still has a sense of dignity and still has a sense of intelligence. Anyone past that, and you can see, like, it really, all in all, the most aware generation group or year group is 2000.
Sorry to jump into this little conversation, but do know I'm 03?
Yeah, but you still
Just
have.
leaving that.
Yeah, but you're argumentative. You're not thick. You're not thick as shit. You're argumentative and with good reason. Everyone has an opinion. That's one thing. But when you're thick as shit and you're fucking retarded, and I hate to say it, but most people are so undeveloped, you can tell. And as harsh as that sounds, it's the truth.
I'm gonna hugely agree with Scorpion on this, alright? Firstly, my take on that is with all of these kind of controversial ideologies, so to speak, there are exceptions in every rule. And you, Ali, are an exception. Even though you may belong to that demographic or not, you're an exception. Because you and I, we've been talking for several hours and whatnot, and the way you carry yourself, I like that. I think today you can have a very intellectual conversation and whatnot. Can I have that with another Generation Z person, whether it be a male or female? Very, very unlikely. Alright, and I'm not also saying that every single child that's born after a certain period all belong to that. No. Again, there's exception in every single rule, but you will find that a large majority of these idiots that belong to that demographic are completely, I wouldn't describe them anything but they're fucking Neanderthals. Do you know what I mean? It's like the human generations have gone degenerative. Do you know what I mean?
Society has gone backwards.
Yeah, it is. It's massively degenerative. I just can't understand how and why, and you know what I mean? It's just like, and they're so fucking entitled. Oh my god! Like they seem like, oh no, I deserve this, I own this, I want that. Fucking, if you want something, go out and fucking work for it, mate. All right? Nothing's gonna get served to you on a silver platter, you fucking dickhead.
See, this is something. Well, this is something that. This is something that.
Being a parent.
This is something that you can easily and happily somewhat agree with. In her own way, and I know Nav can. As I talk about this a lot on Facebook, because I get asked a lot of questions, and so I do this kind of Q&A thing, and more so recently. And the problem is with society is every woman has been put on a pedestal. Every man has either been pressured into being something that he's not, or being broken down into something that people want him to be, and it's completely false. And the problem is there's mental health, there's woke, there's this, there's that, there's all this fucking bullshit that I do not mistake this for I'm against it, because I'm always on the line, on the middle fence. But as much as it's helped certain things kind of be acknowledged and aware, it's also being used as an excuse, and people have really taken advantage of certain things, and people just use it as a trend to basically feel sensitive about something, that anything that goes on in any part of the world that has got to relate to them, and it doesn't. And yet people still look for any kind of topic to have a conversation about, or in today's world, an argument about, just because someone else says they don't agree with it without any facts or any evidence or any real fucking statistical point to kind of have behind them to back what they're saying up, and because one person says it, everyone's got to follow it. And that's the problem with society. One person says something in media, in press, in person, or whatever it is, because of whatever fucking bullshit stated, and all of a sudden it must be true. It's not. 9 times out of 10, it's not. It's out of greed and selfishness and manipulation to push them further into something that they want to be achieving. And it's wrong. And that's the problem with society. And the problem is because of that and how the society has changed regarding kids and everything. You can't discipline them in the way that maybe you could when we were, in the 1990s or the 1980s. You could somewhat be able to discipline and not have a backlash. Nowadays, you can't even send them to the corner. You can't send them to the room and ground them and take away their fucking Xbox or whatever it is, because it's seen as some form of punishment that's not respectful and this and that. No, fuck that. My kid's been a pain in the ass and he's done wrong. You get grounded. At least in something that extreme, you get smack on the ass or smack on the hand or whatever it is, and you go to your room. You're fucking grounded. But there's nothing like that anymore because of child services, because of this and that, because there's mental health, because it's wrong to discipline your kid, and then people wonder why there's a load of dickheads and a load of spoiled rats on the fucking street nowadays. That's the problem, and so it doesn't apply to everyone, but most of that is about. So, and it really does stem from, I might be biased here, but I've seen the change. It really is anything from about 1999 to 2000 onwards. It's completely changed. And there's some people that are very aware of that who are like Neve, that kind of, in that kind of weird category, but it's a lot of people won't speak up about it because people will just push them under the rug. Now, I don't know what Neve's and Ev's thoughts are on that, but that's kind of the point where I kind of come from mixing of elderly and young all the time, and not to say the young is all to blame, because they're not. The elders are just as much of a blame as the youngs are, but that's kind of what I stand on it.
The elders enabling it or letting it back slip.
Yeah.
Who was that, Nav? Sorry, say that again, mate.
It's the older ones, being a parent myself, it's enabling it. I mean, it depends on how many siblings. You'll notice it even if you have siblings, you'll have, say you've got 2 brothers, 2 sisters, you'll have 2 that are perfectly fine. You'll always have one. It's normally the middle one or the younger one who feels they're entitled to everything. It's 7 off with everything. But the thing is, the parents enable it as well. If they don't realise, if you're just thinking it's making it quieter, but it isn't. It's actually enabling. Like you said right at the beginning, you hit the nail on the head. If you want something, go out and fucking work for it, because you'll look after it better, for one, because you have to save for it.
You get to appreciate it. Exactly.
Bang
You know
on.
what I mean?
Where if you're giving something, you drop it, just say it's a new phone. iPhone 14 Pro Max, and you fucking drop it on for, mum and dad will get me another.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
They don't understand the value of spending
Worth.
£1,400 on a fucking phone. Do you know what I mean? Because their understanding is, oh, don't worry, mum and dad will get it. Whereas your mum.
And if I don't get it, if you don't get it, I'll create.
Pressing the back to get that fucking phone for you, but yeah, it's a two-way street. I completely agree. These parents.
If you make an effort, go out and earn it. You make an effort and go out and earn off of that. I'll put off to it, so I know you've tried. That's the difference.
The thing is as well,
But other than that,
Not to say that young are all to blame or the elders are all to blame, because it's not. It is a middle way mutual ground thing, and I'm always trying to find that middle ground. I know a lot of people are as well. I know you, Nav, you're the same, and Leo, and I'm sure you are, DK, as well. But the thing is
Oh yeah, trust me, I am.
the struggle is elders in this sense. They come from a time that is completely different to what is now, because we evolve. Well, we should be evolving, but unfortunately, in today's society, at this
It's
current period, we're devolving.
We're not evolving. We're devolving.
But
Right? Parents have lost their autonomy to parent their kids. All right? Kids have been given so much power that they don't even know what to fucking do with it. And some of them even go on to, like there's that saying, don't bite the hand that feeds you. A lot of the kids that the thing is, okay, so I dabble in looking after young people. I volunteer to do that. So like enable them or empower them to do supported living and so on and so forth, because they have some form of a disability.
yeah,
Okay, so that we can promote their independence, to manage bills, rent, and all of that. We put them in supported living. So I volunteer doing this every now and then. So I get to see like the worst kind and the entitled kind and the whole spectrum really, right? And it's such a shame, because if these kids that we are talking about were to be brought up in our time, they would be so clever, so smart, so independent. You know what I mean? Half the bollocks that we're going through right now wouldn't even exist if they were to be brought up in our time. And I was born in 1994, so I'm like, I kind of understand what they're going through, but also it's also almost borderline self-inflicted, because parents wanna spoil the kids, right? Which parent doesn't want to do that? Do you know what I mean? Right? But how much spoiling you want to do, you have to draw the line until it becomes completely, I don't know how to say it, but it becomes a form of negligence or abuse. So I don't know how to label it, but it's too much spoiling isn't good either. Okay, and you need to draw the line, because then what happens is the kid is going to think, oh, mom and dad, they're spoiling me left, right, and center, I can want whatever I want, and they'll give it to you. And they become a brat at the end of it. So you have to draw the line. So I think it's always a constant sense of finding that balance, because with each scenario, you have to find a new balance. You can't approach the same kind of balance theory on every kind of scenario. Like if, say for example, if I had a daughter right now, and she's 6 years old, she might be Barbie scene, all of that, and then she hits like 10, 11, 12 years old, she might want to get an iPhone or an iPad or something like that, and then I'm going to have to find a new balance. Do you know what I mean? I can't apply the same kind of philosophy that I had for a girl who was 6 years old, etc. I don't know if I made myself clear.
see, the thing is because you're 20, huh?
I said you guys are parents as well, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, I am.
Nav
Yeah.
is, I am, Neve isn't.
I was just going as far as getting married and then became a widow.
See, the thing is because you and I, we're in our late, kind of mid to late 20s now, so in his late 30s, early 40s, and Neve is obviously the baby of the group, we've kind of seen the change between
What?
the old and the new and what's in the middle. But the problem is it's not all fair to say that the problem is the kids. It really is the adults, because adults, as one of you guys said, the elders allow the kids to run free. With that said, the elders put a lot of labels on the young. Oh, they're a problem child. They're not this. They're this. They're that. They're whatever it is. And you see in today's world, people, the elders, in a lot of ways, are worse than the fucking kids. But the problem is because the kids have always grown up around that, they think that's normal. And the problem is with society is people accept what is now a standard to be normal. It isn't. I'm a natural playful flirt or charm or whatever it is, but I can't open the fucking door without someone thinking I want to fuck that fucking chick because she's got 3 bags in her hand and she can't open the door. I can't open the door now because someone thinks I want to fucking gangbang him over the fucking table and that across the street. You just can't open the door, but if you don't open the door, all of a sudden you're disrespectful and you're not gentlemanlike and chivalry and this and that. Elders say about young people driving, but the problem is most of them are shit themselves and they use I've been doing this for odd years and that don't mean shit. Experience is everything, not years, not age, experience. And experience comes at any given age. And, the world really has gone backwards on itself. And what is once seen as depressing and vile and abusive now seems to be the fucking currency for living nowadays. It really has gone backwards.
See, I mean, I remember when I was a kid, obviously some of you guys will resonate with me in that sense that we didn't have iPads or smartphones and all of that. The smartest thing that we probably would have access to is a TV or a game console. That's as much as it would get. And if you're from very lavish background, then you might have your own personal computer in your bedroom. Yeah. But for me, when I was doing my mum and dad's headroom, right, they said, no, look, you just go outside, run around, play football like that, play. And I'll be like, yeah, I'll be as happy as Larry playing with my mum, football or whatever. Even if you were playing, like, what do you guys call it? You probably call it the same as I do, but when you knock on someone's door and then run off, kind of thing. Stuff like that, getting up to mischief, but it was physical stuff, you know what I mean? Now, the kids, they don't do any of that. They don't do any of that, and they're just becoming so dumb, lazy, and uninspired.
You say you motivate younger ones, don't you, DK?
Sorry?
You motivate young ones, helping them with the rent and everything else. You'll know from first hand there's not a lot of things for youth anymore. Community centres, things like that are all being closed down.
Yeah, definitely.
There's nothing wrong. So what are they? From one way, I can understand what they're supposed to do. Just hang on straight. There's no road. There's nothing to build a character out of them. Whether it's work or whatever.
You go to a community center, you can go and play table tennis, badminton, whatever, do you know what I mean? And these services were all free as well, you don't have to pay any membership or anything.
Exactly, that's the thing. You had that when you were younger. This is the 21st century. Technology is everywhere. You can hop on and have an entirely different life online. Of course, people are going to look online. When I was younger, the first thing I did, I was thrown outside. Books. TV was the luxury, as the same, because my parents are fairly strict. But the point is, Nav's right. There's no community centers. You guys had options. Their options aren't here. It's more dangerous on the streets now than it is ever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
To add
That
to
dangerous-
I mean-
all th- to add
Shit,
to all
because this is
three,
technology that's created by your generation for children.
to add to
It's
all
technology has made people more clever, but it's also dumbed a lot of people down.
to add to all three
I
of
mean,
you,
he said,
I agree. I do agree with.
Right, there's street sense. Do you get it? Like you take a
Yeah.
street kid right now, yeah, okay, and you tell him, look, I'll give you a compass, I'll give you a map, right, and I want you to find yourself from this location to that location. I bet you any money they will not be able to do it. Okay, because they're so into the gadgets and stuff like that, and you know I can't blame them, because the thing is, what is the alternative for them? Do you know what I mean? Okay, if the alternative was available and it was at no cost to them and it was easily accessible as having a smartphone device or a smart device on them, then yeah, they would be able to do it. Okay, but it's not. So it's a two-way street. I completely agree with you. Right? When we were growing up and whatnot, we had community centers, we had all of these things. We were streetwise clever as well. We had street sense, you know? Like, yeah, at a certain time you wouldn't go through that road because it gets a bit like tricky and dodgy people hang around there and so forth. Nowadays, we don't have that knowledge. It's always pretty much available everywhere. And the safest place you could be is in your bedroom, locked up on a computer screen or a tablet or whatever. I don't know,
talking to
man.
weirdos, talking to weirdos
Yeah,
online.
exactly. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I agree with that, and I to add to everyone's point in that respect, and I'll go from left to right. I do see where DK is coming from, and I do strongly agree with that. It is, you know, you and I, DK, we're relatively within the same, or what you consider as the kind of generation circle, so to speak. Is, you're 4 and I'm 96. You know, there was a time when, PlayStation 1s, PlayStation 2s, maybe the early Xbox, the fucking Game Boys and PSPs and Nintendo DSs, all that kind of stuff was about. I remember off the back of my hand, it's one of the very few memories that I do kind of have due to my own kind of personal story. Is I remember it distinctly is when everyone was out, I was in. And when everyone was in, I was out biking and this and that. And you see it all the time. People were playing football. People were going out and it started off with football in the park to fishing to fucking Xbox and this and that and the other. And then obviously 2002 and 2003 kind of came about when it was the YouTube and the internet kind of properly kind of evolved and kicked in, YouTube and fucking emails and this and that and the other had to really kind of start to evolve and take its place in the world. And all of a sudden, everyone was inside. I remember fucking roaming about and playing football and kicking the ball and trying to pretend that I was Anakin fucking Skywalker and climbing trees and being Indiana Jones and breaking and injuring, doing picklocking and and everything else. And there is a thing of the old generations were far more ahead in the sense of they had the initiative, which I think you and Nav touched upon. Is the old elders had the initiative to actually go out and learn about shit, and I am in that sense, is definitely one of them. The ones that all those stays in is still learning about shit and still being hands-on. You don't see that in today's world. You really don't. And because of technology, as I think Neve and you guys said, it's helped in a lot of ways in the sense of medical care and this and that and the other, and like you were saying with caring for people, giving them places and this and that. But with that said, this is the 21st century. There is technology about. There is so much shit now. You see it all the time. Fucking street skanks being fucking money online, prostitute, entertainment whores, and that for money. You don't have to go out anymore. It's all done on the internet. And as good as that is for tech, there is a complete dissociative kind of connection with people. Not disassociative, but you know what I mean. The kind of disconnect with society that makes people. And it really has kind of turned itself on its head in that sense of there is no chemistry, like you said, DK. You and I will go out and knock on doors and knock on the fucking door and go, do you want to play football? Or do you want to go for a bike ride? Or do you want to go, ABC fucking Z? You don't see that nowadays. And people have become so selfish and so adept to being inside that they don't even know how to change a fucking tire on a car anymore. And it really has become bad.
That's what AA is for in RAC.
Yeah.
But I do know what you mean. I bet I do know what you mean.
But it's true,
Yeah.
the skills that I learned growing up as a kid, right? Okay, and you probably again will resonate with me. Like once you learn that skill, like for example, learning to ride a bike or learning to do a backstroke, swimming, and all of that. All of these skills, I now still know, and I'm 29 years old. I still know it, and I remember it like so well that when I first learned it, I was like, wow, I learned how to ride a bike.
That's what.
I take these things now. You ask a kid, right? Oh, can you ride your bike without holding on to the handlebars? Like, who would do that kind of thing? But back in the days, that would be a thrill, And I would ride my bike without using the handlebars. It's just a fun thing to do, but they won't see the fun aspect of that.
Yeah. Oh, so you were posh. You had handlebars.
Are you riding unibike?
Listen, best skill I learnt, and I can apply it to this game, is when I was cheeky at home, learning how to duck.
Oh yeah. Oh, man.
Get cheeky, duck, because you know that fan's coming across. I'm not eating that. It looks like dog food.
To be fair, I didn't really teach you much when we were on free fall, though, did it now?
No. I just learned to be pick me moments.
But people just
again applied to this game.
People have just de-evolved.
You guys were probably back in, right? So remember back in the days, when we were trying to chat up a girl that we really, really liked, and then she eventually gives you the opportunity to take her out on a date and stuff like that.
You gotta be shitting me, right? That's still me to this day.
No, man, this doesn't happen nowadays. It happens all through the fucking phone. You don't get to see that lovely smile on her face or anything like that, and then
that nervous touch on first date. That nervous touch on first date.
Hang on a sec.
It means you have absolutely no skill. I've chatted up women like that. It's easy. You just have no skill.
Hang on a sec, baby. Is it easy to make you smile? Yeah, see, she's gone quiet now. I know she's blushing.
No,
No,
I'm actually not.
but...
But
Hang on, man.
you
Let
know,
me
if
send
you
you a
guys want to
snap.
talk it,
Let me
can
send
you?
you. Let me send you a snap. I'll make you blush.
Right. If you guys want to continue talking, can I like fuck
No,
off and
no,
actually play?
we're now about to play. Here you go. So you're saying DK? No, I'm joking. No.
Yeah, man, my childhood was such fun times.
Mind, mind out, everyone. Axel Rose is on the playing field. Oh, sorry.
Another one. Right.
Oh, you little Axel Rose wannabe. You're going down. You're going down.
Someone's here.
You're going down. I'm popping you down.
There's actually 3 snipers down there. 2 standing together.
Oh, who's using that fucking gun, man? Oh, you must be some shit aimer. What is that gun called?
Okay, that does it. Sniper time. I'm popping that freaking there. Boom, headshot. Oh, you fucking Axel Rose. Oh, that does it. That does it. Ha, fuck you, Axel Rose. Fucking Mickey Mouse impersonator.
Dude, you wanna sneak up on me, you NA-45 motherfucker? There's one idiot on our spawn.
Fucking grasshopper.
Oh, what was it? I'm not gonna lie, ladies and gents, this is my favorite map.
And someone please take out that manta ray, please.
Ash.
Headshot. Dickhead.
Oh, you fucking blue aquatic skank. You're going down. You
Took her out twice.
fucking blue cunt mermaid.
Ash is on her way back to that building again. I took her out twice. I'm up there. I'll make my way up again.
Oh, right. She's on that far, oh, the camera side, you're up there. There you go.
Right.
Oh, sorry, Frank.
Yeah.
Ah. Fuck you, bro. Fucking fish flip, man. Oh no.
Axel got me. I'll make my way up again.
Where is this guy hiding?
He's on the second floor, right hand side, at the top of L. Won't be in a sec. Got him. Just got Axel.
Well done. Yeah, you shit. Whoa.
Coco the Clown just got there. Sniper.
Fuck you, bitch.
Scotch. Well done, DK. I've seen you get him.
Yeah.
I think Squirt were running towards him.
Cover.
Right, he's in. I'll try and grenade him. He's in that build. He's in that building.
Yeah, them.
He's not now.
Cover another fucking scorpion going.
Right.
Boing. Oh. It might have just gone boing. There you go. Yeah. See,
Guys, can we play BR after this?
Cover me, reload.
There's one in the middle building on the left hand side.
They're both on
Got it.
going behind.
Got the one in the middle.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
On my marker, guys. He's still there, he's still there.
oh, you fuck. Yeah, fuck you, bitch. I'm being first. You can take me down, but I'm being first place. Fuck off. I'm serve you right for shooting me with a fucking sniper, won't I?
You know the other time, yeah, I was playing this game. What was I playing? Like a normal team deathmatch. And I was on my fourth loadout, which is the really fast one running, but it's got grenades. And I chucked that and it hit someone and it killed someone. Oh, the satisfaction I got from it. Bloody hell, mate.
Alright, 2 modes left, and then we'll head over to BR and we'll do a few of them.
One second.
Yeah. Kanye West lover. Let me guess, you bumfuck Kanye West. No. Not again. Yep, no, here we go again.
Well, this is my first time celebrating that way. I'm so shit at it.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Not you. Why is S&D off? Just curious.
There you go.
Myself.
Right.
You miss me.
Oh, this idiot sniper. Oh, you know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna blow your head up. Shit.
Oh, you fucking Charlie bitch.
Oh, nice one, Nav. I
I
saw you
does
killed
it.
that
I
bitch.
fucking does it. That cunt is doing it. That does it. Where's my sniper? She's going down. I swear to God, the next time I come up, she's going down.
Oh man, this guy, seriously. He's come to me. He's come to me.
I does it. I fucking does it. She's going down. She's going down. I am done fucking caressing that fucking bitch cunt ass. Oh, you fucking skank. Go on, pop your fucking head out of the corner. I dare you. I fucking dare you, motherfucker. I does it. I does it. I fucking does it. I does it.
I know this Nemesis.
I shot a scram of fucking.
You
Oh,
know
you
this Mr.
skank.
Adigo guy, yeah, is really pissing me off.
You fucking black manta ray cunt. Fuck off. And you. Oh, it's bad. That's bullshit. Fucking losing it. Oh no, you can. Fuck.
Oh, fuck's sake. This bastard has killed me 7 times now, man. Seriously.
Shoot me now, cunt. Fucking sorry, it's not push me on. You fucking street scam. You know what? Fuck this, because this is bullshit. Fuck off, you street skank manta. Fuck off. That's bullshit. Tagged it twice in the fucking chest. No. Fucking bullshit. A fucking street skank manta should have gone down. Tagged her twice in the fucking chest. And absolutely fuck all Nothing.
Nothing. They've been hacking. Could have just.
I'm heading over to BR because fucking MP has just been an absolute cunt these last couple of days. So, I'll be to him. Oh shit, hang on, there we go.
Is anyone else coming? Or?
Yeah, I've just changed the thing to 4 because me and Nia were playing last night. And the problem is if you only have it set as 2, you can't add anyone else in. It doesn't come through as a request. So, come on now, then you can. There we go. Alright. What's
Why did Nia and jump off?
Nia will come over to VR anyway. She knows. Well, we all know each other relatively well anyway. And Nav is kind of easy going. He'll have a few games on his own and then he'll jump in with us. So, personally,
I was referring to the last game,
oh, you'd have to ask Nia.
even though they slaughtered us. Cool.
No, my phone's overheating and everyone's yapping and respectful. Now, brutally honest, the conversations today have been less interesting and twice as long than they normally would be between games. And that's just the bitch in me. I think because I'm just not in the mood. Respectfully, it's lovely to see you 2 or 3 have a bromance. I'm just a headache.
No, I concur. They have been longer than normal, but that's topics for you. You ready to go, baby?
Oh, wait a minute. Nav, are you ready?